Saturday, the day we realize that life is benevolent. We are lucky to have this life. Although it's for few years, still we live in the benevolence of this nature, of this universe. What we call in religious terms as a freely given grace. We are showered with graces. That's benevolence. Today we'll reflect on which things matter, which things don't matter at all. Actually, nothing matters very much. Very few things matter at all. I'm going to ask you a series of questions about certain unpleasant states. If I'm told by the doctor, you have one more day to live, is it okay with me? Or if someone told you that one day more to live, is it okay with you? If for whatever reason you have to be bedridden and experience pain for the rest of my life, is this okay with me? If it is told to you, is it okay with you? If I make a complete fool of myself in the worst possible embarrassing circumstances, is this okay with me? Is it okay with you? If my sweetest intimate friend ditched me or said goodbye to me, is it okay with me? Is it okay with you if it happens to you? If you find husband or wife is not faithful, is it okay with you? Now, I can't answer okay to any of these. Or if you are honest, I don't think that any of you can either honestly say, it is okay with me. Okay does not mean that I'm happy about these and sing congratulations, jubilations and dance. I naturally scream and moan and revolt and go into a depression when the situation is so dark like this. If I have no objection to any of those, no complaints whatever, you have become religious, you have become deeply spiritual, you have attained that mystical state, you don't have any objection for any happiness. Very few people can do that. Yet, we need to manage our fears. Allow the fear to be there. Don't run away. Feel fear, but do what you're supposed to do anyway. Feel the feeling of fear. Could you wholeheartedly say that mantra? Nothing matters very much. Very few things matter at all. Could we say this mantra early morning? Nothing matters very much. Very few things matter at all. In our life, fundamental things, we don't have choice. Birth, no choice. To whom you are born, no choice. Your gender, no choice. Your parents, no choice. Who will be your siblings? No choice. Location, no choice. In spite of this, we have the freedom. How we deal with the different experiences, there we have the freedom. In such crucial cases, tragedies, there is still the basic freedom. Spirituality, robust spirituality, deals with that kind of freedom. In spite of all these unexpected tragedies, still I have a choice. Even if we were thrown in tragic situations, we still have a choice. It should have never happened. Do you have any such instances when you exclaim desperately, it should have never happened? Or do we say yes to life in its entirety, totality? Everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you even heard of, every human being ever was lived out their life. All of them have to go these circumstances. You don't know how you got here. You don't know why you are here. You don't know how any of it works. You don't know how is it going. No one does. Before you do, you won't be here. If you are lucky, by 80 years of age, you close your eye for the last time. Your dear ones will attend the funeral. Children, grown-ups will weep for a little while. Then they have to survive themselves. They can't go on weeping this tragic death of yours. You own nothing. You lose nothing. If you buy land or buy a house, you are paid rent for the remaining years of earth. The plot you bought is 100 or 1,000 truckloads of mud. That's your property. If you buy a car, you have only paid for transport or period you will last, or the period car will last. It does not belong to you. You don't carry your car around with you. If you marry a spouse, you have only bought companion until the circumstances you depart from life. Nobody owns the other. Yes, you don't own your spouse. He is there as a companion, temporary companion. If you have children, you have only fulfilled the continuity of your life until death comes. You don't own your children. That's not your property. You don't own them. State will dictate how you bring them up, your children, because the state asserts you might have and says to you, you might have given birth to your children and they are your children, but they are my citizens. I have to take care of your children. Maybe your children, but my citizens. Just because you are parents, you cannot oppress and deal violently with your children. They are my citizens. That's what the state says. If you have money, you have only more value to buy what you want for the remaining years of life. But the notes, those currency notes, don't belong to you. They belong to central bank. This body itself, which you cherish so high, as if it is very precious, does not belong to you. This body will be reclaimed because it belongs to the earth. If you eat and get filled with your food, that also does not belong to you. You cannot store it with you forever. You will have to defecate back to the earth. The life you live itself is borrowed and sure will be returned. If you work and retire, your pension is only for life. After your death, it stops. So let us not be afraid losing anything in life, because we do not own anything in life. Well, the question of losing when you don't own anything. If you are more fortunate than others, please build a longer dining table so that many more can sit at your table and eat. Don't build a taller fence. Build a longer dining table, not a taller fence for your property. You say beautiful woman, beautiful man, they are already becoming old. The moment you rejoice in the beauty of a rose, the time for it is to disappear back into the earth. This kind of reality is called appearances in Eastern philosophy, in Indian philosophy. Everything is appearance, a kind of maya. Moment to moment is changing. Human beings in 3,000 years have waged 5,000 wars. Even today, open the newspaper, you see news about the war. And there are no conquerors, no victors in a war. We are here just to kill one another. 70% income goes for war efforts. Even in poor countries where the people go hungry, money is spent for wars. The really superior person does not care for superiority or power. He knows his superiority. He lives his superiority in his songs, in his dances, in his poetry, and in his paintings, in his music. He lives his superiority, not using power, not using military power, but in poetry, dances, paintings, songs, music, we prove our superiority. Humility is recognizing that everyone is integral part of web of humanity, belong to this family called humanity. We are lucky to be the members of this large family called humanity. Thank you. Meet you next week.